course, all celebrities are rich, but that is until they get divorced. I'm your host, Michaela, and today I'll be telling you the top 10 celebrities who are broke after getting divorced. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps us out. But now, let's get started. Number 10, Mike Tyson. According to a 2003 report by the New York Times, Tyson earned approximately $400 million during the first 18 years of his boxing career. But all the money in the world couldn't help Tyson. Out of the ring, he had multiple run-ins with the law, including an assault conviction that landed him in prison for 3 years. Tyson finally declared personal bankruptcy in 2003. He has devoted his time since to rehabilitating his reputation. Tyson ranked in $30 million per fight at the peak of his career, but he bled money as readily as he earned it. In 2003, the New York Times detailed his lavish spending on everything from jewelry, mansions, and vehicles to Siberian tigers. Number 9, Burt Reynolds. Reynolds first rose to prominence when he starred in television series such as Gunsmoke, Hawk, and Dan August. His breakthrough role was as Lewis Medlock in Deliverance. Reynolds played the leading role in a number of subsequent box office hits, several of which he directed himself. He was nominated twice for the Golden Globe Award for Best Actor, Motion Picture Musical, or Comedy. But now his love life. Burt Reynolds and Lonnie Anderson were married for 5 years, but when the two decided to go their own ways, it bankrupted the Smokey and the Bandit star. In 1993, the couple sparred off against each other in divorce court. The costly divorce proceedings forced Reynolds to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy with more than $11 million in debt. Number 8, Tyrell Owens. Tyrell Owens is an American football wide receiver for the Knights of Degen of fan-controlled football. He previously played in the National Football League for 15 seasons. Regarded as one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, he made more than $7 million during his career with the NFL, but he has little to show for it. The former Dallas Cowboys wide receiver certainly enjoyed the lifestyle of a rich athlete, and he loved the attention from ladies that came with it. Owens has 4 children by 4 different women, and the child support payments of more than $40,000 a month became too much for him to handle. When he couldn't pay, Owens was ordered to perform community service, and he did that at an LA Goodwill store. Number 7, Dennis Rodman. Dennis is an American former professional basketball player. Known for his fierce defensive and rebounding abilities, his biography on the official NBA website states that he is arguably the best rebounding forward in the NBA history. Nicknamed the Word, he played for the Detroit Pistons, San Antonio Spurs, Chicago Bulls, Los Angeles Lakers, and Dallas Mavericks of the NBA. Rodman played at the small forward position in his early years before becoming a power forward. On the court, Dennis Rodman was one of the best rebounders the NBA had ever seen. And off of the court, his hard partying and cross-dressing ways frequently ended up making headlines. But despite a long and successful career as an athlete, the former Chicago Bulls champion was out of money because he stopped paying his child support. Racking up more than $800,000 owed to his third wife, he told the court the payments were leaving him broke. A judge ordered Rodman to perform 104 hours of community service for non-payment. Number 6, Brandy Glanville. Brandy is an American television personality, author, fashion designer, former model. She's best known for appearing on the reality television series The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Season 2 of The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. She also hosts a podcast called Brandy Glanville Unfiltered and has appeared on television shows Celebrity Apprentice, both the British and American version of Celebrity Big Brother, Famously Single, and My Kitchen Rules. Glanville has released 2 books, Drinking and Tweeting, and The Other Brandy Blunders, and Drinking and Dating, which became the New York Times bestsellers. But following her divorce from cheating husband Eddie Cibrian, it was said she didn't join the big reality television for the fame but for the money. At the time of her divorce, the 36-year-old mother of 2 was left penniless with no established line of credit. She was forced to ask her father to co-sign a lease for a modest house in Los Angeles. Number 5, Kenny Anderson. Kenneth is an American former professional football player who was a quarterback in the National Football League, spending his entire career with the Cincinnati Bengals. He later returned as a position coach. After playing college football for Augusta College, Anderson was selected in the 3rd round of the 1971 NFL Draft by the Cincinnati Bengals. Kenny Anderson reportedly ranked number 60 million after playing for 9 teams, but a good chunk of that dough went to divorce settlements and child support payments. His first wife, Tammy Roman, successfully challenged their prenuptial agreement and walked away with half of his assets and over $8,000 a month in child support. He also had to dole out cash for 6 other children and 2 other ex-wives. Anderson ended up filing for bankruptcy. Number 4, Lorraine Bracco. Lorraine Bracco is an American film and television actress. Known for a distinct husky voice and Brooklyn accent, she's been nominated for an Academy Award, 4 Emmy Awards, 4 Golden Globe Awards, and 3 Screen Actors Guild Awards. She began her career modeling in France and began appearing in Italian-language films in the 1980s. Bracco's English language debut came in The Pickup Artist, which was followed by roles in Someone to Watch Over Me, Sing, and The Dream Team. Her breakthrough role was that of Karen Hill, wife of mob associate Henry Hill in Goodfellas, for which she was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Supporting Actress and the Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actress Motion Picture. The twice-divorced actress went through a very nasty, costly custody battle with her former boyfriend Harvey Keitel. 3 years after the couple split, they went to court to duke it out over their daughter Stella. It was drawn out in court, and 5 years later, Bracco filed for bankruptcy due to the overwhelming legal fees. Number 3. Brendan Fraser. Fraser is known for his leading roles in blockbusters, comedies, and dramatic films. He gained prominence for his role as Rick in the Mummy trilogy. When he split from his wife Afton Smith in 2007, he agreed to pay her $900,000 a year in child support and alimony. But in 2013, Fraser went back to the court seeking a reduction, claiming he could no longer afford to make the monthly payments. However, his wife was not buying it and accused the George of the Jungle star of hiding his assets. Number 2. Evander Holyfield. Evander is an American former professional boxer who competed between 1984 and 2011. He reigned as the undisputed champion at cruiserweight in the late 1980s and at heavyweight in the early 1990s, and remains the only boxer in history to win the undisputed championship in 2 weight classes in the 3-belt era. Nicknamed the Real Deal, Holyfield is the only 4-time world heavyweight champion, having held the unified WBA, WBC, and IBF titles from 1990 to 1992. Evidently, Holyfield made millions and millions of dollars, knocking opponents out of the boxing ring, but his debts nearly knocked out the former heavyweight champion. Multiple divorce settlements and child support payments for at least 9 children began to eat away at his bank account. When he stopped paying child support, one of his baby mamas took him to court. Holyfield was in danger of losing his driver's license, and his 109-room, $10 million Atlanta home was in foreclosure. Rapper Rick Ross walked away with the deal of his lifetime when he plunked down $5.8 million for Holyfield's former home. Number 1. Alina Hedy. Hedy made her film debut in the British film The Clothes in the Wardrobe. This was then later followed by the mystery drama Waterland. She continued to work steadily in British and American films and on television before gaining further recognition for her lead performances in the films The Brothers Grimm and 300. Her other film credits include The Remains of the Day, The Jungle Book, Mrs. Dalloway, Ripley's Game, Imagine Me and You, The Purge, 300: Rise of an Empire, Pride and Prejudice, and Zombies. But now the drama. Her 5-year marriage to her musician husband ended in divorce in 2012, and it nearly ruined her financially. Claiming to have just $5 in her bank account, Hedy petitioned for half of the couple's $46,000 2011 tax returns because she needed the money to take care of herself and their 2-year-old son. Their marital home sold for $300,000 less than what they paid for it, furthering her money issues. But that is all. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.